Dennis? Dennis, you may have it. Please be seated. Remain seated. Remain seated.
And everyone, he showed up.
I will say that the other night I went to executive board meeting. I walked in the door and they actually gave me a standing ovation. Yeah, I worked hard for that, guys. Alrighty. So, first thing I want to do is introduce a young lady that is very dear to my heart and your heart and everybody else's heart, my mom. Cecilia Robert is the president of the auxiliary for how many?
25.
Geez, that's almost as old as I am. 25 years she's been president. So she would like to say a few words and present some pins to her lady auxiliary.
Thank you very much. I want to thank my auxiliary members.
Can't hear you, Mom.
Okay. I'd like to thank, first of all, the fire department for inviting us here. The auxiliary girls appreciate that very much. We try to do our best to take care of them when they're out on calls. So thank you, girls, for being there for the guys, and thank you guys for being there for everyone. I'm not going to prolong this because there's not much time. I asked my treasurer, Kim McCann, to please help me. I haven't had voice in the last couple of years. I'd have to get my list out here. I got a few pins to hand out. I was supposed to do this last year, but I was sickly, so I couldn't do it. Okay. 5 years for Carol Colkey, but I guess she's not here. Could someone from her family come up and get her pin for her?
Carol Gogi's family, can they come up and get her pin?
Thank you, Albert. Christina Robert, 10 years.
I got it, Dennis. I've been dying.
Angela Robert, 15 years. Helen Hart, 20 years. Yvette Gibo, 25 years. Yvette's been quite ill for a couple of years, so we're sticking keeping her with us.
Love you.
Oh, Yvette, thank you very much. Thank you. Cindy Robert, 30 years. been in the auxiliary for 60 years. I think she needs a standing ovation. Sally Sally's quite a girl. She's been with us for 60 years. She's always there on the spot. She's held all the offices except for secretary. And she doesn't want secretary, so. Right now, she's our vice president and also our chaplain. And we're very proud. We'd like to donate. We're going to get $100 for your favorite restaurant. We won't say which one. And we gave her a bouquet of flowers, which is on her table.
Isn't that wonderful? I love carnations.
We love you, Sal.
Thank you. On behalf of the auxiliary, I thank you all. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad God has given me good health to continue. But it was an honor for me to be president when we got our new fire station many moons ago. But every time I look at that building, I think I was honored to think I was president of this auxiliary.
And you were the first president there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Very nice.
There. Thank you again.
Okay, I thank you very much. I'm going to turn this over so the farmers don't get upset with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mother. So, Sally Smith, I know the auxiliary wants to recognize you, but there's a whole lot more people that want to recognize you. So, if you could come up and grab a chair right there, young lady. For the next several minutes, this is going to be Sally Smith time. You know, we'll turn her around though. We'll turn her around. We'll turn her around.
Sally, you got your dollar bill that way.
Give her the dollar bill!
Wrong party, guys. Wrong party.
That's the after party. We didn't have enough alcohol.
No, Sally, sometimes it's easy to say, yep, I've been a member for 20 years or 15 years or 30 years or 40 years. But you've been in 60 years and it's active members. You know, you have been active from the time that we had Rouses Point Auxiliary marchers in our parades. I remember as a little chap seeing the auxiliary and the fire department, and you guys had 30, 40 members marching in your parade, in our parades. Whether it's a breakfast, you're still coming out, the 4th of July, I guarantee you, this 4th of July, you'll be over there getting potatoes and onions ready with hubby Carl over there. So to say it's 60 years, it's 60 earned active years. So we thank you very much. So the first group that would like to recognize you is the Village of Rouses Point. And Mr. Trustee Ben Arnold is a little mic shy, as I am. So this is a resolution whereas the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point, New York wishes to express their congratulations to Sally Smith, who is celebrating 60, yes 60, years of volunteer service to Rouses Point Fire Department Auxiliary. And whereas Sally joined the Rouses Point Fire Department Auxiliary on May 28, 1962, and began serving the community as an auxiliary member, where she has been a role model to many members and has served many years as an officer and still participates in fundraising activities and other auxiliary functions. And so therefore be it resolved, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point does hereby congratulate Sally Smith for achieving this milestone in her life and publicly thank her for the dedication she has shown to the Rouses Point Fire Department Auxiliary and the village residents. This resolution takes effective immediately. All voting in aye is Mayor John LaBounty, Trustee Brian Pelkey, Trustee Ben Arnold, Deputy Mayor Dale Menard, and Trustee Nick Southwick. Mr. Arnold, if you would do the honors. And at this time, I'd like to call upon Mr. Tom Trombley, our Town of Champlain Supervisor, who is not Mike Shad. You know, I look around and I see a lot of heroes in this room, and I do say that, in all honesty, I see a lot of heroes. But this guy coming up on my right is our newest hero.
Yes.
This guy did CPR on a gentleman last weekend and literally saved his life. So, Mr. Supervisor, what's all yours in honor of this young lady right here?
Thank you for that, Dennis. That took me aback, but thanks for recognizing that. But let's be thankful for that man still alive. He's, is this better?
Yeah.
Really close, okay. So back to the task at hand. Resolution honoring Mrs. Sally Smith for 60 years of service to the Rouses Point Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary. Whereas Mrs. Sally Smith has served 60 years of active service to the Rouses Point Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary, and whereas Sally has held various officer positions throughout her commendable term with the Ladies Auxiliary, and whereas Sally has been dedicated to the success of the Rouses Point Fire Department's Ladies Auxiliary, and most importantly, to the service she has provided to those in our community. And whereas Sally is commended for her remarkable years of service and her commitment to serving her community, and be it therefore resolved that the present board of the town of Champlain go on public record commending Sally Smith for her dedication to serving her community and her 60 years of service to the Rouses Point Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary, and be it further resolved that this resolution is adopted by the town of Champlain board on this 18th day of April 2023, and a copy sent to Sally Smith by the town clerk. By order of the town board, myself as supervisor, Brian Moore, council member, Rick Hunter, council member, Jason Borey, council member, Ann Rochester, council member, and Julie Castine, town clerk. Sally, that is remarkable. You must have joined very, very young. If I can't believe it.
Thank you.
60 years, I was just a little wee lad myself, you know.
And I also know you're a good driver also.
Congratulations.
Thank you for sitting at our table. I had no idea.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Tom. And at this time, I'd like to call upon our county legislature, Mr. Calvin Castine. This guy is definitely Mike Shy.
Camera shy too.
I'm usually pointing the camera at the other people. Sorry I'm late. Father Lewis kept us for a full hour at St. Mary's at 4 o'clock Mass. Apparently back in 1962, you could be a 3-year-old and join the auxiliary.
Is it an election year?
I looked at her Facebook page and that's when it said we're going strictly on that. This is a resolution from the Clinton County Legislature. It took no arm twisting at all to get this passed, Sally. So, resolution number 336 on April 12th, 2023, congratulating Sally Smith on 60 years of service with the Rouses Point Fire Department Auxiliary. Moved by Mr. Castine, Bizayo, Hall, Henry, and Hughes. Whereas the quality and character of life in Clinton County is reflective of the purposeful lives and good works of those patriotic and civic-minded community members who dedicate their lives and careers to the service of others. And whereas it is the sense of the legislative body that those who give outstanding service to the people in their community and those extraordinary and I got a little plastic over there thing here, so it's a little struggle here. If you don't mind, I'll take plastic off here. It's fine. Whereas the sense of the legislative body that those who give outstanding service to the people of their community and whose extraordinary achievements save the lives of their fellow citizens should be recognized because of their efforts so profoundly strengthen our shared commitment to family and community life. And whereas the Clinton County Legislature is justly proud to honor Sally Smith for her 60 years of dedicated service to the Rouses Point Fire Department Auxiliary. And whereas the members of this worthy organization provide nourishment to firefighters during emergency incidents and are always ready to support and fulfill the needs of the fire department. And whereas Mrs. Smith has served the department with distinction as auxiliary president, vice president, and treasurer. And whereas Mrs. Smith has been instrumental in assisting with numerous fundraising events, including the annual 4th of July celebration, and has shown many acts of unselfish deeds to the residents of Rouses Point, Clinton County. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations to congratulate Sally Smith for 60 years of distinguished service, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, suitably engraved and engrossed, be transmitted to Sally Smith as evidence of a remarkable achievement. Seconded by Mrs. Waldman, Mr. Perrier, Potiker, Kretzer, and Timmons, and is adopted and certified on April 12th, 2023, and signed by Michael E. Zerlo, County Administrator. Congratulations. It was easier to get out of that plastic than it is to put it back in. There we go. Take that.
I hope so.
Thank you, Calvin. This next gentleman needs no introduction. I think we all need him because this guy's face is everywhere because he is everywhere. He is our Assemblyman, Mr. Billy Jones. On behalf of our department, we want to thank you for all the efforts you do for all fire departments throughout the county. I know that you are a main contributor to passing that bill that allows the villages to charge for EMS calls, and it's actually going to be able to put some revenue into our departments. That's something that we've been pushing for years and years and years, and this gentleman right here was a big push to get that bill approved. So thank you on behalf of us.
I really appreciate it. It only took 40 years to get that bill through. So relatively quick in New York State legislative standards. But thank you for that, and I know all of you worked on that as well here. But I'm standing up here to celebrate an individual that really exemplifies what community is and what community means, and I'm honored to be here to do that. I won't repeat everything that was said, Sally, but certainly a few things need to be said because you deserve it. And to be auxiliary, I think we can all agree in this room that our fire departments and yours here in Rouses Point, they don't operate without the auxiliary. So I think we should give them a big round of applause for everything that they do to support our community and to support our fire departments and our fire personnel there. So I have a New York State Assembly citation. I'll step around here. You don't have to look up at me the whole time. Whereas a great state is only as great as those individuals who give exemplary service to their community, whether through participation in voluntary programs, through unique achievement in their profession or endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good service. Whereas such service is truly the lifeblood of our communities and the state. is so often goes unrecognized and unrewarded, whereas Miss Sally Smith has been a member of the Rouses Point Department Auxiliary for 60 years. We were sitting over here at the table and somebody said, "Who does anything for 60 years?" Oh, and the lights came. After holding various officer positions in the auxiliary, Sally continues to demonstrate her continued dedication to the department by actively participating in fundraisers and other auxiliary functions. Whereas Sally has devoted countless hours to supporting the Rouses Point Fire Department as an auxiliary member, demonstrating exceptional commitment to her community and the entire North Country. I therefore be it resolved that as a duly elected member of the New York State Assembly, I recognize that Sally Smith be commended for her 60 years of outstanding service to the Rouses Point Fire Department Auxiliary. In Sally Smith, we have an individual who is certainly worthy of the great state, the esteem of the great state of New York. Congratulations. She's always giving me good advice here as well.
Almost amen, Sal. Thank you to all of our local politicians and representatives of our area. Thank you for acknowledging Sally and taking time out of your busy schedule to come and join us and recognize her. But obviously, the auxiliary recognized you, our local representative has recognized you, now the fire department wants to recognize you as well. So as a small token and symbol of all the time that you have given us, not only the fire department, but our community as a whole, we would like to present you with this plaque and a clock that says, blah, 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 blah. Okay. In grateful recognition for 60 years of dedicated service to the Rouses Point Fire Department Auxiliary, presented to Sally Smith, May 6, 2023. And this is from your local fire department. So thank you. And with that, amen.
I appreciate it. You know, time goes by very fast when you're having fun or if you're busy and you don't realize how fast time has gone. I was very pregnant for my Kimberly over here when that big fire in Champlain happened. And we were, it was really, the village of Champlain, it was a traumatic thing. But when I look at her and I think, 60 years.
I'm not
how
sick.
Only Kimberly would pick up on that.
Everybody else is thinking it.
But, you know, the good times, and maybe a lot of people in this room don't really know, but the Rouses Point Fire Department were the ones that really were in charge of the 4th of July celebrations. That's right. And everything started at the fire station, not down at Delagar's, but at the fire station. And I remember one year that we had our barbecue, and I literally had to get dressed and run to halfway of Maple Street to be in the front of the parade with the fire department and the auxiliary. I couldn't do it today, but I did do it that day. But you know, the good times and that, and I enjoy doing, and I know that a lot of you sit here and just maybe take it for granted, but it's wonderful that we do have a department and a lot of dedication, because a lot of places don't have the fellowship and a lot of places don't have an auxiliary anymore. But I thank our auxiliary. Maybe we don't move as fast as we used to, but at least we're still there together and trying to support our men. So thank you, because you do have a wonderful department. Thank you very much, all of you.
And with that, well said. Thank you, young lady.
Thank you.
Need a wheelbarrow?
You need a hand
So,
with that?
Oh, no, leave
we
that.
got a wheelbarrow for all those things? All right, so while we're on, in the mood to recognize and thank, I think it's appropriate that we continue with that momentum and go ahead and start thanking some other folks and recognize some folks that contribute and help our local community. So I remember back in my early years of being a member, like Sally says, we had the 4th of July, and one of the big things was our raffle. And I remember Jeff Obry took me under his wing, and he taught me how to go around to local businesses and ask for donations for our annual 4th of July raffle. And then Mr. Ben Arnold really taught me how to go out and solicit for gifts for our local raffle or anything else that we were doing. But the one business that we could always depend on, no matter what we were begging for, I'll call it, was Mr. Raul Parker and Parker Chevrolet. Anytime that we needed a donation, we would knock on his door, and he welcomed us with open arms, and you could almost, you can guarantee you were getting at least 2 oil changes. There's pretty much guaranteed. And that continued and continued and continued and continued. And I don't know really how it went about, but I know that we were looking for sponsors and donations for those of you who don't know, the fire department just recently purchased 2 empty lots behind the station for future use to help with our barbecue, and we want to build a gazebo out there. So that's coming. It's coming really quickly, and it's only because of donations and support from folks like Raul Parker that are making it happen. Raul made a very generous donation to us in order to help erect that thing. We will get it up. I'm not sure when. I'm not going to promise when. But that is one of the biggest projects that we're going to talk about on our next business meeting, is when we're going to get that thing built. So at this time, Mr. Parker, if you could come up and be recognized, we'd like to present you with a plaque in grateful appreciation. In grateful appreciation of your continued generosity and support to the Rouses Point Fire Department, presented to Mr. Raul Parker, May 6, 2023. Thank you very much, sir.
I wrote a few things. Everybody else said a whole bunch. I'm
We were
kidding.
just saying over here, we
Thank you
missed
very
the
much.
commercials for all this stuff.
This is the list of all the free oil changes.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And the other business that we want to recognize tonight was Sandy's Deli. Carolyn and Christina have always supported us. We have car washes, and sometimes we go over there for training. We'll get some pizzas, and they'll donate pizzas and whatnot. But they always, always, always support us. Unfortunately, they're not here this evening because of their busy schedule. But we do have a plaque also presented to Sandy's Deli in grateful recognition for your continued generosity and support of the Rouses Point Fire Department. I will make sure that Gerald and I bring that over and deliver it to them probably tomorrow. And I think I'm done. Mr. John Rodriguez, come on up. It's all yours, buddy.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, those are definitely big shoes to fill, too.
You don't want to start, my friend.
Oh, yes, I do, because now, for some of you who don't know, we had a member called Matt Rushford, and I idled him for this next section of our banquet, which someone decided to mess up my paperwork, so give me a second.
None of us knows paperwork. I don't even go in his office.
Share offices.
Jack, come on, Jack.
So the next section is what I like to call extraordinary awards. Awards are given to people that have done extraordinary things the whole year. AKA, our joke awards.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, no. No. Okay. So now, let's start off with number one. Now, this person, I do. I love the person. You know, he helps me out. I pick on him a lot. He takes a lot of it. But I think he should be recognized because we also had another senior member. Chris will help me on this one. I think Curly will help me too. You guys remember Savvy? Savvy Berry. Did he not have a white car with the enormous blue light?
Oh, wow.
Right? Remember that? You guys remember that? Whenever it turned, the car turned too? You know? So, we didn't get a chance to give him an award, and I made up this award. It's called the excessive use of a blue light. Well, we finally found somebody that's just as good as Savvy, only this guy got creative. This guy put it on a four-wheeler. And come through the field in blue lights, warning the cats that he's coming through. So, Mr. J.J. LaFountain, can you come up here, please? This is a great award. I worked hard. I had arts and crafts one night and really worked hard on this award. But J.J., here you go, sir. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're my brother, and I'm probably not invited to the fire pit after, am I? Sorry about that. Well, don't worry, I'll get him later. Now the next one. So apparently we had a fire call one time, and I'm really glad I wasn't there to see this, because I probably would have laughed instead of helped him. So I think Jared's the one that told me that was there. Yeah, okay, you're laughing, Mo, because you already know what I'm going with. So Mo, what's this I hear you decided on a fire scene to go for a swim? Would you like to explain that one to me? No? You just went for a swim. So listen, next time on a fire scene, if you decide to go for a swim, come on. Okay, so here you go. I got you some swim goggles, and I got you some arm floaties because I wasn't sure if you know how to swim. So you know me, I love to be safe, and a pair of swim shorts. Okay, there you go. Now I was told I had to keep this quick. Now, I think you're gonna like this one, Daryl. So we have this gentleman that has done an extraordinary job at missing the most executive meetings ever in his life. I mean, every executive member has never missed this many meetings. So I drew up a special award, and I had Gerald sign it, to a Dennis Roberts, has successfully missed the most executive meetings out of all the executive members. There you go, sir. Let's talk about missing a little bit. I remember, I know I'm short, so. Maybe some height, a little bit of class, but that's all right. Your teacher. So anyways, I remember a few years ago, you presented me with an award for missing a couple breakfasts. A golden spatula?
A golden excuse spatula, right?
Yes.
I've been waiting so long to give this damn thing back to you. Because where were you on the breakfast? And the breakfast, and the breakfast, Mr. Excuse. Here is your golden spatula. Thank you. Thank you. It's a great honor to receive this from you. Okay, so let's see who our next person is. Now, even though this happened 2 years ago, we weren't able to actually get him a joke award because we forgot about it. Then we remembered it, and I said, oh, we got to do it. So apparently when heavy metal is playing and this person is drinking, it is not a good idea to have a beer bottle in front of them. So, yeah, Adam, did you wake up with a little circle on your forehead? So listen, come on up, I got something for you. So, next time you're drinking and headbanging, you have to wear this, please. I don't want to see you get knocked out. Jordan.
we have all been in the situation you've been in, and I feel absolutely horrible. I do. We've been ditched time and time again. And I heard that your date canceled on you tonight. So I felt bad. And so did your little brother. So your little brother helped me pick you out a date. Come on up. There were several different choices, and he said, this would be the one. So here's your date for tonight. You remember whatever you like. It goes good with a shirt. So, okay, I got just one more. And I gotta say this. I was actually at the breakfast for a short time, but I'll still take the spatula.
Didn't do anything when you were there.
So, or no, it wasn't.
My day was his niece. Jack, I told you you should have paid her more.
Wow. There's so many witnesses right now. So, where was I? Oh, yes. So I was, if I remember correctly, Curly, were you and I working on a truck, and all of a sudden, I get the, Vanessa's coming. You remember that?
I don't remember nothing.
So I remember that, because I'm like, God, damn it, pardon my French, but I was like, what did I do wrong now? She starts screaming, do you know what that person did? Dropped a tree on this jack. So she got a little angry, calmed down, but couldn't find out this person kind of tree, dropped him on the shed. It was a little tree, nothing, no damage or nothing, but I figured, JJ, come here. I figured, next time you're cutting near my shed, can you do me a favor? Can you use this one, please? Use this one. I greatly appreciate it. You can use a real one anywhere, but just near my shed. Here, I'll even mark it to you. Am I still invited to the fire pit? It's used, so you just need a new chain. Okay, I think I'm done. Are you not? You're not? No. You got more? Yeah. All right, here you go.
If you don't mind, I got a couple more I can dream up. Let's think.
Oh my God.
Who? Benny, what you doing?
Uh-oh.
Not a whole hell of a lot.
Something new. Tell me something new. Oh, let's see. I remember when I was a kid.
That was a long time ago.
Kevin, you've been my brother since 4th grade, so be nice to me. I remember when I was a kid, I said, I think I want to be a fireman when I get bigger. I think I want to be a fireman. And then I look around and I used to, we lived on Main Street. So do you guys remember when the siren would go off down at the village office? And that's how you know the fire, there was a fire. So hear the alarm, so I go up to the front porch and watch the fire trucks go by. And I'd see Benny Arnold going by, driving the truck, bad out of heck, right? I said, oh, I want to be like that guy. And then I met Benny, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that guy. So I wanted to be a fireman. And I look at Benny. Benny is a fireman. But I think he wants to be a cowboy. And you know what? You did influence me, God bless that. But you influenced a few people in here. They're all wearing damn cowboy hats. So there's one thing that I see you're missing, though. Every cowboy has a what?
Horse!
Every cowboy has a horse, except Benny. Come on up, my friend. When you're riding it, just don't play with its ears. Where are you going, Benny? Yeah, I'm not done with you. Are you having flashbacks when you remember when you fell off the ladder? You kept on, yeah. This is going to be a lot like that, Benny. Yeah. So, every horse needs to eat, right? We got you some oats to feed your horses. I still love you, buddy. All right, are we done? Nope.
No.
So, if you're gonna ride your horse, you gotta feed it, you're gonna bring it to a fire scene, you gotta protect it, you gotta have a little bit of gear for that horse. Where's my helper?
Sorry.
Here's a hat for your horse. Keep that safe, buddy. All right, you still love me? Yeah. Talk to JJ and get a blue light for it. I want to see you riding that about 9 o'clock tonight.
All the way home.
All right. So, what else I got in that goodie box? Let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay.
I had no clue how bad you were going to humiliate me tonight, so I came prepared. John's a really good firefighter. He really is. He can put fires out, except when they're his. He has a problem putting his own fires out. Apparently, he was driving his Jeep and he smelled all kinds of smoke. He had no clue. He was like, I think it's a fire. I'm not sure. It smells like something's burning. I'm not sure. So, at least he was smart enough. He parks it in the driveway at the fire station. And he's just sitting there smelling it and not trying to put anything out. And then he's like,
Hoping it blew up.
Mo, can you help me put out my fire in my car? I think my Jeep is on fire. So we got you a little tool.
True story.
It's a true story. I ain't making this stuff up. So we got you a nice little fire hose, portable fire hose, you want to call it. So if you smell any smoke, it's probably fire. If you smell smoke, it's probably fire. So a little, nice little, keep it loaded at all times.
Well, there we go. That's nice. That's so awesome. Thank you.
So thoughtful. You're thoughtful.
Okay, so now that we laughed and we had fun, we kind of got to keep going here. So now on to the serious awards. Can I please have Gerald Robert up here for the President's Award, please? Sorry, JJ. You look so mad. I guess I'm not going to the front next to me. Boy, you're a lot meaner than your brother. Sorry, you're beautiful. Love you, Mike. You're a bodyguard.
Okay, President's Award. This year's award goes to a special person who, for many years, has kind of stayed back behind the scene. And last few years has stepped up, become an officer, and kind of an officer in the company as well. And now taking chairmanship of the committee. This year's award goes to Victoria Burnell. President's Award presented to Victoria Burnell, in recognition of her dedication to Montgomery House Open Manor Company, May 6, 2023.
Back to me, okay. So now if we could have Gerald Robert again, please, for Years of Service Awards. Sorry.
Years of service. 15 years of service, Maurice Snyder. 20 years of service, Victoria Burnell. Five years of service, Walter Laramie.
Don't forget.
35 years of service, Kevin Chagnon. Years of service, Dennis Roberts.
Is that it? Okay, but I'm sure. Don't the assemblymen have to say? Yeah. Okay, we'll have that.
For Dennis, Kevin, and Walt. Could the three of you come up, please?
Are we going youngest to oldest or better looking to the,
I'll tell you the.
better dressed?
You guys better get the dollars out.
Don't touch me. Don't tease me.
So if the singles come?
You guys look nervous.
Just like in school when you were in trouble.
Got called to the principal's office.
We know it was Dennis's fault.
Now you get closer if you want.
I think Shaggy had something to do with it.
I'm an angel.
I don't see no halo.
Believe that? That's some choice small thing.
So, the village is doing resolutions for each one of these men. I'll read some of it, and Danny can hand them up. Okay, whereas the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point, New York, wishes to express their congratulations to Dennis at 40 years, Kevin at 35 years, and Walter at 25 years. Each of these men have, over the course of the years, has held different offices, both on the fire side and on the company side. Congratulations to all three for their unselfish deeds, not only to the department, but the residents in Rouses Point and neighboring communities. Therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point hereby congratulate all three for achieving their milestone in their life and publicly thank them for their dedication that they have shown to the Rouses Point Fire Department and the residents of the Village of Rouses Point. This resolution shall take effect immediately. The question of the foregoing was unanimously approved by Mayor John Downey, Trustee Brian Pelkey, Trustee Ben Arnold, Trustee Dale Menard, and Trustee Nick Southwick. Certified this resolution was adopted by the Board of Trustees of the Village of Rouses Point, New York on the 3rd day of April 2023. Okay.
Thank
Okay, at this time, Tom Tremblay, supervisor for the town of Champlain.
Thank you, Gerald. So these will be individuals, so bear with me, guys. Resolution honoring Mr. Walter Laramie for 25 years of service, the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, Incorporated. Whereas Mr. Walter Laramie has served 25 years of active service with the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1, and whereas Walter had previously served over 33 years with the Shazy Fire Department, totaling more than 58 years of dedicated service to the community. And whereas Walter has held numerous department and company offices and is currently the captain of EMS. And whereas Walter has been essential to the achievements of the Rouses Point Fire Department and EMS as a whole, and most importantly, to the critical care provided to those in our community. And whereas Walter is commended for his years of service and his expertise, and be it therefore resolved that the present board of the town of Champlain go on public record, commending Walter Laramie for his dedication to serving his community and his 25 years of service for the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1. And be it further resolved that this resolution is adopted by the town of Champlain board on this 18th day of April, 2023, and a copy sent for Walter Laramie by the town clerk. Signed by order of the town board. Thank you, Walter. Thank you very much for everything you've done. And continue to do, by the way. Next is a resolution honoring Mr. Kevin Scheibman for 35 years of service to the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1. Whereas Mr. Kevin Scheibman has served 35 years of active service with the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1, and whereas Kevin has held various officer positions during his tenure and is currently the company treasurer. And whereas Kevin has also served the company and department as chairperson for various committees. And whereas Kevin has been dedicated to the success of the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1, as a whole, and most importantly, to the service he has provided to those in our community. And whereas Kevin is commended for his years of service and his dedication to the community, and be it therefore resolved that the present board of the town of Champlain go on public record, commending Kevin Scheibman for his dedication to serving his community and his 35 years of service at Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1. Be it further resolved that this resolution is adopted by the town of Champlain board on this 18th day of April 2023, and a copy sent to Kevin Scheibman by the town clerk. Signed by order of the town board. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you very much for your service. And now, Dennis. I wish I had something to make fun of you, buddy, but I don't. I can tell a few stories, though, but I won't do that. Resolution honoring Mr. Dennis Roberts for 40 years of service to the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1. Whereas Mr. Dennis Roberts has served 40 years of active service with the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1, and whereas Dennis is currently serving as company secretary, a position he has held for many years. And whereas Dennis has also served the company and department as chairperson for various committees. And whereas Dennis has been dedicated to the success of the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1, as a whole, and most importantly, to the service he has provided to those in our community. And whereas Dennis is commended for his years of service and his commitment to serving his community, and be it therefore resolved that the present board of the town of Champlain go on public record, commending Dennis Roberts for his dedication to serving his community and his 40 years of service to the Rouses Point Fire Department, Montgomery Hose, Hook and Ladder Company, number 1. And be it further resolved that this resolution is adopted by the town of Champlain board on this 18th day of April 2023, and a copy sent to Dennis Roberts by the town clerk, and signed by order of the town board. 40 years is a long time, my friend.
Tell me about it.
County legislator, Calvin Castine.
Here you go, guys. Thank you, Gerald. I first met Walt Laramie back in May of 1966 when I went to work at Sheridan Iron Works. But it wasn't this guy. It was his father. But this Walt is starting to look a lot like his dad. So that's a good thing. This says 25 years of service in the Rouses Point Fire Department. A lot of this is redundant, so I'm going to skip to the parts that refer strictly to Walter. Whereas the Clinton County Legislature is justifiably proud to honor Walter Laramie for his 25 years of dedicated service to the Rouses Point Fire Department and 33 years to the Shazy Fire Department. I guess there's no truth to the rumor that Walt's going to move to Moores and try to get 25 years. We'll have to see. Whereas throughout the years, Mr. Laramie has faithfully served within the Rouses Point Fire Department and has steadily moved up the ranks, holding the position of Chief, First and Second Assistant Fire Chief, and Captain of Rescue. And whereas further evidence of his dedicated service, Mr. Laramie serves as Company Chaplain and has previously received the Firefighter of the Year Award along with EMS Person of the Year Award. Whereas this remarkable firefighter has been chairman of numerous fundraising events and has shown many acts of unselfish deeds to the residents of Rouses Point, Clinton County. Now therefore, be it resolved this legislative body pause in our deliberations to congratulate firefighter Walter Laramie for his 25 years of distinguished service to the Rouses Point Fire Department. Next we have Kevin, and I think I've known Kevin for about 35 years, so it must have been just about the time he joined the fire department. And when I grew up, that name was pronounced Chagnon.
Correct.
Not Chagnon, but Chagnon. Whereas the Clinton County Legislature is proud, justifiably proud to honor Kevin Chagnon for his 35 years of dedicated service to the Rouses Point Fire Department. And whereas throughout the years, Mr. Chagnon has faithfully served the Rouses Point Fire Department and has steadily moved up the ranks, holding the position of First and Second Assistant Fire Chief, Lieutenant, Captain, and also currently serves as Company Treasurer. So you gotta be nice to this guy, yeah? Whereas further evidence of his dedicated service, Mr. Chagnon has been instrumental in the ice water rescue team and previously received the Firefighter of the Year Award. And whereas the remarkable firefighter has been chairman of numerous committees and has shown many acts of unselfish deeds to the residents of Rouses Point in Clinton County, now therefore be resolved this legislative body pause in its deliberations to congratulate firefighter Kevin Chagnon for his 35 years of distinguished service. I think that's it. I can leave now.
What the hell, is it pick on Dennis, man?
Yes, I think that is.
Dennis said I could come and bring Judy if I gave him a wooden plaque. So he's getting a wooden one. Actually, the legislature decided a few years ago that once you get to 40 years, the plaques get wooden because these are not cheap. We gotta watch our tax dollars, right? All right. Whereas the Clinton County Legislature is justly proud to honor Dennis Roberts, and I knew him when he was a Robert, too. Now, how How many years has Dennis Roberts been a member as opposed to Dennis Robert? Have you broken it down?
No.
No? For his 40 years of dedicated service to the Rouses Point Fire Department. And whereas throughout the years, Mr. Roberts has faithfully served within the Rouses Point Fire Department and held positions of warden, house committee officer, and company secretary. What exactly does the warden do anyway? I don't.
Not much.
Excuse me?
Wow, that was perfect timing.
Whereas, as further evidence of his dedicated service, Mr. Roberts has previously received the Firefighter of the Year Award, Chief's Award, and President's Award. And whereas this remarkable firefighter has also been chairman of numerous fundraising events and committees and has shown many acts of unselfish deeds to the residents of Rouses Point and Clinton County. Now therefore be resolved, this legislative body pause in its deliberations to congratulate firefighter Dennis Roberts for his 40 years of distinguished service.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Now your local representative, Bill Jones.
And I'll try not to be redundant here, but certainly these gentlemen deserve the recognition that we're giving them tonight for all their dedicated years to this community and to, you know, to protecting our families. I think that goes too often not said, that all of you are out there protecting our families. When we're out enjoying ourselves, you're answering the call night in, day out, all the time. You really are. And this is your night. You're here having a good laugh, you know, amongst each other, and that's the way it should be. But for the serious jobs that you do for our communities, thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. From the bottom of my heart for everything that you do and you continue to do. And thank your families, and again, thank the auxiliary for all the support that they give you for being able to protect our families. So I'm not going to ramble on here too much because Rolla Parker said he was going to give me the hook and make a commercial out of it. He misses those commercials, I know he does.
Nobody else does.
But on behalf of a thankful state, Walter Laramie, I'm reading that Walter put in more than 25 years at the Shazy Volunteer Fire Department. Walter, did you get sick of them and come here, or? Because I'm looking at some of this crew and I'm like, really? Must have been mad over there.
I moved to Rouses Point, and during the ice storm, I couldn't get back to Shazy.
Oh, is that so? Yes. Well, Walter, on behalf of a grateful state, thank you so much for all your dedicated years of service in all of our communities. And Calvin did say you were going to make a move and put in 25 somewhere else. So, congratulations. Thank you so much. And Kevin, for your 35 years, thank you so much. A great state is only as great as those individuals who give exemplary service to their community, whether through participation in voluntary programs or through unique achievement. Thank you so much for your dedicated years, and I know you have to put up with these fellows as well, and from what I'm understanding, Dennis is kind of the one that you have to put up with the most here. So we're going to keep it going, but thank you so much on behalf of a grateful and thankful state. And now we're on to Dennis. And Dennis did say something very nice about me earlier, so I feel as though I can't sit here and pile on to him. But Benny is forcing me to do that. So. No, Dennis did thank me, but really that was all of your efforts, and I'll always remember one of the first times when I was elected to this position. One of the first times I walked into the Champlain Town Hall, town offices over there, George Rivers, got a hold of me, and we all know George here, and he doesn't usually lack for words. When George wants to talk to you, he's going to talk to you, and he came over and grabbed, "Come here, Sonny." And I said, "Yes, George. How are you? Mr. Rivers, how are you?" And he said, "We gotta get this bill passed. We gotta get this. Our fire department needs it. We have to get it." So on behalf of George and all of you, that bill that we were able to pass, my name was on it, but all of you deserve the credit for that, really. And I really do believe that it'll help our fire departments. It's the volunteer fire department ambulatory recovery. It's a cost recovery bill, and Dennis mentioned it so well earlier, so I guess I can't make fun of him, but
Sure you can.
you know, you were all a big part of doing that. So Dennis, I don't know if this citation should go to everyone else for putting up with you for 40 years, but on behalf of a great state, really, to dedicate yourself to 40 years of this department, and to this community, all joking aside, thank you very much, and on behalf of a grateful state, we are so honored to have you doing what you do for our community. You're not getting white back. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for what you do for our communities. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, guys. The three amigos. Thank you very much. Okay, now we are on to EMS of the Year. May I please have Vicki come up?
Okay, the recipient of the EMS award for the year of 2022 is a person who is thoughtful of others, willing to help in any way that they can, goes above and beyond for our events. I'm happy to call this person a friend in the brotherhood of keeping our community safe at any given time of the day or night. JJ LaFountain, would you like to come up?
See, I gave you a nice award. Congratulations, brother. I'll try it now. Okay. Thank you. Congratulations, David. Okay, so our next award goes to Firefighter of the Year Award. Now, this is a very special award, and I'll be giving it out. Firefighter of the Year is a very special award. The award goes to a firefighter who has shown greatness beyond the title of firefighter. It is a great honor to receive this award, so this year to join the honored few, we have chosen a person that not only works hard, but is willing to help any firefighter in need, no matter how small, no matter how great the problem is. This person is willing to step up to any challenge that is put in front of them with, like I stole the word, but grit. A lot of grit in the heart and not one complaint whatsoever. They also stop any negative vibes that may arise and always looking to the positive to keep the team focused. The natural firefighter talent this young person has really is extraordinary. The ability this person has to assess, adapt, and overcome no matter what it is in front of them is truly an inspiration to us all. I am honored and proud to serve behind this person. Now, without further ado, Adam Goki. Can you please
Thank you, yes.
be honest with you, I kind of wanted to make it a little personal to give it away at the end. My son says he has a very nice mouth mullet, AKA goatee. But I didn't say that. Okay. Now, before we start to the close, I would like to say something special. We found out a little while ago that, Dennis, you're thinking about retiring to Florida. And this could be his last banquet here with us. So that is the reason why we were picking on you. It's not because we don't like you or nothing. We're going to miss you. And we want to get everything in together and, you know, say, hey, we love you, we're going to miss you. So I did get you something special for when you move to Florida. Because I really don't want you to miss me that much. So I'm really hoping you put this up in your new home. There you go.
Do I dare?
Yes, you do. Thank you, Shannon.
No, my eyes only.
But we are truly going to miss you, Dennis. So, now we're coming to the end of our banquet. I would like to thank Courtney and staff for everything you've done here tonight and for the food service. The food was wonderful. I would also like to thank our banquet committee. Great job, guys. We did good. We pulled off another banquet, right? Now flowers, right? That's what you want to hand out. Okay, so the flowers will be going to Dennis's spouse, Kevin's spouse, Walt's spouse, Firefighter of the Year spouse, and EMS of the Year spouse. Thank you for dealing with these guys. I appreciate it. Trust me, you deserve more than flowers. Now can I please have Chapman Walt Laramie come up and give the benediction?
Before anyone stands up, and Walt, come on up, buddy. This probably is my last banquet as a member of the fire department. I plan on retiring hopefully by the end of the year, and putting my house up for sale sometime in the near future, and going south. But I just want to say I have a big family. You know, I got 7 siblings. My mom's still with us. My dad's been gone for 26 years, but still in our hearts every day. But I've got an extended family. A lot of them are in this room, and a lot of them are not in this room, somewhere up above. I dearly miss Mr. Rivers tonight. I think it's his first banquet that I've never seen him at. I've been coming to banquets for 40 years, and I've created some ungodly great friendships over the years. And George is one. Red Wilder's another one. You know, there's so many. There's so many. I look at Mr. Carl Smith over there. You know, he calls me son all the time, you know. I love that man. And I love his wife dearly and his whole family. And there's so many of them. Like I said earlier tonight, Kevin, you know, we've been in 4th grade together. Jim Siegwin, 4th grade. We've been brothers throughout my whole life. And this won't be my last banquet. I'll be back up because I'm not done picking on Ben Arno yet. So anyways, I'll still be around, so I'm going away, but I'm not gone, all right?
Before I get into the benediction, I'm going to say that it's very nice to receive these awards. And I want to make it very, very clear that none of us receive these awards or are able to do anything without the support of every other firefighter here, the auxiliary, and members of the community that support us. So I thank you as well. As we close tonight's activities, let us ask God's blessing. Let us be safe in our endeavors. We also ask your blessing, O Lord, upon our brother and sister firefighters worldwide, especially the brave firefighters in the Ukraine and the firefighters around the world who are assisting them. Amen.
Now that concludes our banquet. Everyone, please drive safe and hopefully see everyone next year. Thank you for coming.
Stick around for the band.
Oh, stick around for the band. Also too, okay, I see Adam, don't yell at me. We are actually selling our 50-year anniversary coins for $10. So please feel free to see Adam with that beautiful cowboy hat right there. $10 a coin. Thank you. Was that good? Did I do good, Adam? That's good. Thank you.